Okay, so I just did my first ever FMC mean, and of course it was in comp because I did not feel like practicing FMC, and it turned out to be like a 36.6 with a 41, a 36, and a 33, which is way better than I expected, honestly, um, for obvious reasons. So I did pretty like straightforward Rue, so like no nis or anything. And I know that you can't do M moves. I was asked this like so many times during the comp. So instead I did like R white R prime, or like the opposite. And like that's slightly inefficient, but hey, it works. So okay, so the first scramble is up on the screen now. It looks like this with this pair and this pair. I completely forgot that you could do like color neutral on FMC because it doesn't matter. But alas. So I went with this first. So I saw this pair and this pair. So I inserted it like this to make the square. And did this to make the first block. And I think it's slightly inefficient, but honestly, yeah. And then you're left with this and this pair and this pair. You can probably do something way better than this. But what I did first was I joined this pair like that. Then I inserted it like that to make the square. Then I did F prime to pair up this pair. And then I did this. And I think I did like this or something. But honestly, I forgot. And then the CML is pretty simple. It's just like this or something. And I think it's like something like that. But that's a 52. So yeah, not good. And then for that same first block, I tried doing something else. So I saw this pair at this, so I inserted the edge like this, and did an M2, U prime, R2, U prime, M2, UR, to like, yeah. And then I don't know why, but I did RU, R, U prime, R. I did it like that. Then from there, it's a pretty simple LC. M, U, M, yeah. But I think this was like a quick reality check because like this is 39 STM, which is pretty good. Well, pretty above average, I'd say. But it's a 48 because slice moves. So yeah. Anyways, so after that, I went with like this blue-yellow block, which is what I ended up going with. So the base concept was like I could do F, because there's this pair, so F U2 F2, which also joins this block. And then so the first concept I went with revolves with the fact that like there's this pair, so you can just do R B R B2 to finish first block. And then I did some like stuff like this, but it doesn't lead to anything really good. Wait. And okay, but then so I decided to try doing RBR and then B2 to join this pair, and then do R2 B2. I'm actually not sure if that's like any good, but that too like a good, decent like rest of the solve. So you do RU2, RURF. Yeah, you do that thing, and then you're left with this CMLL, and then like, and then I did NMC for LC, so that, which leaves you to this really lucky 4C skip, which is like funny, I guess. So that's a 41 with 36 slice moves. And then I did the same, like for the second one, I did the same start. So let's make the square. Then I inserted this square like that. And then I saw this pair was here. So I inserted it like that. And I saw this pair. Yeah. And then you can do that. But then see how it cancels? I canceled a few moves there. And then R is the last move. M prime is the next move. That's also a cancellation. Oh yeah. And then oh yeah, it's this solution right here. And then yeah. So I decided to submit the second one. So it's F U2 F2 R U2 R2 B prime U R wide B prime R wide prime R prime U R U prime R2 R U2 R U2 R2 F R F R wide U prime M U2, sorry, not M, R wide prime R U2 this U prime this, and then yeah, so that's the 41, which is the first solve. In hindsight, could have probably gotten something better. I had like 15 minutes left because I trolled with that first solution, but given how this was my first time ever doing FMC in my life, I'm pretty happy with this. But yeah. Okay, so this is the second solve. Here's the entirety of my scratch paper in all its glory. As you can see, I checked one solution and one solution only. And it was a 36. On the first thing I checked on this stupid scramble. Anyways, so, wait. Yeah, it's like this. Okay, so I saw this pair, so, and then I saw that this edge and this corner, and also this cornerless edge. And if you do F U to F prime D prime to solve a square, you also solve this pair and dr, which is nice. So R2 F2, then RU prime to solve a square, R wide to insert it, another R wide, and then see how it's a 5 moves second block? Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Anyways, and I did a Y2, then because I know I'll go like this, then it's just U prime, U prime, M, and then finish EOR, cancel into an insert, and then in normal LSE you do this, but here you can just do F2, M2, F2, which is like better. So the full solution is from this orientation, F U to F prime, D prime, R to F2, R U R Y 2, U prime R Y prime, and then B prime R B R U2 R prime U2 R, and then U prime R Y R prime, sorry, the other way, and then U prime, and then yeah. And the reason why it's the other way is because I mirrored it so that you don't do a Y2 in the middle of the solution. So yeah, that's a 36. And I finished with 46 minutes left, so I left the room. Funny story, apparently church service was scheduled to start at 9 when the attempt was like supposed to like end. So basically, everyone was greeted with some really loud music and prayer during an FMC attempt. So, yeah. Okay, so this is the third scramble. I did, it's like, it looks kind of mid. I didn't really see anything. I think I checked like some stupid solution that ended up being 51, but yet spent to choose like take like 15 minutes to write it out anyways. Because I knew I'd probably have more time considering like I don't know. Anyways, I ended up remembering that I could do color neutral, so I did this block, the orange white. So you start from this orientation. You see, I saw this pair, so FR to pair it up. And then I realized that if I do a U2, I can preserve this pair. So I tried both ways of inserting both of them. So there's F, U2, and then like, but there's also, and then there's, you insert it first and then insert this. I ended up choosing the latter for reasons you'll see later. Well, here are the reasons. I did non-matching blocks, so I did a backsledge. Second block, SBLP skip. So that's a 14 move second block. First two blocks. So, yeah. Anyways, so I spent like probably like 5 to 10 minutes trying to figure out which anti-sin this was. And then eventually I remembered that I could like do a D2 to make it non-matching. So that's what I did. So basically like you do a solution up to that point. And then here, from this angle, which is what I used to recognize, I realized that it's a Niklas. So you can do, it's like this out. So I did it. And yep, there you go. CML is solved. So normally I adjust the centers to match up, but the first move of LSC is an M prime, so it's just an R. Anyways, so it's in a super easy EO into this insert into again like the thing from the math solve with the F2, M2, F2, but this time instead you don't need to do an M2. You don't need, well, you do it the M2, just you don't need to like cancel R2 again. So that's a 33. I don't know how I got a 33, but I did, so I won't complain. Okay, sorry for rambling. The solution in its full is FR U2 B prime U prime B F R B prime R prime B R prime U R2, and then L prime U R U prime L U R prime U prime M prime U U M2 U F2 M2 F2 R2. Written out like that, of course. Funny thing with the solve. So remember how I mentioned like how we had sermon earlier? Well, during the solve, they were actively in sermon. So we heard like, actually I'll just attach a clip, a video later, and they were also like singing and playing like the music with loud cymbals and drums. So that was kind of distracting, which is honestly part of the reason why I checked that terrible 51, because I knew that like I needed something to write down in case if, you know, I got too distracted. And of course I did not expect this. It's funny thing about like the D2 solution, if you do that and then insert, it just is a Z-perm. So yeah, that's fun.